Pizza Jaffa's orange grows. Microchips is us. iPhone cameras us. Taco salads us. Dodavabanos us. Olive Garden us. White phosphor us. Sabra Hamas. Hezbollah us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bad Hasbara.
The world's most moral podcast.
That's right. My name is Matt Lieb. I will be your most moral co-host for this podcast.
I'm Daniel Mate, your other most moral co-host. The boys are back in their respective towns.
That's right. The boys are back at home. Boys are back at home. The boys just want to sleep. Yeah, it's a great
Love
song.
those guitar minis.
But have you ever listened to that song in full?
No.
Dude, it goes on like that. It's way too long. Same thing with that Eddie Money song. What's that famous Eddie Money song?
Take Me Home Tonight?
No, the other one he does.
Don't know it.
He does another one. It's also very long. It just keeps going. It's like, I get it. The boys are back in town. Whatever that it's just too long. Please give us 5 stars and review. Why would
Eddie
you
Money
not?
sounds like a Jewish gangster name.
It doesn't it? Sounds like he worked at like Murder Inc. with Bugsy Siegel. It's Eddie Money. He's gonna go collect for the hooch.
I'm on my shekels by Thursday. I'm gonna send Eddie Money after you.
Yeah, it's either shekels or sheck it. You know what I mean? That's what happens.
He sleeps with the gefilters.
That's right. Oh, that's good. 5 stars review. Please subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on podcast apps. Do whatever it is you need to do.
How you doing, Matt? How was your trip home? And how was your trip here?
Trip home was great. Trip to New York was fantastic. We had such fun doing the live Bad Hasbara at the Gutter. It was like
Indeed.
It was 1,000 times better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Largely thanks to producer Adam. Shout out to him.
Oh my God. Producer Adam really came in the clutch. This guy, he is all business. He was there. He was yelling at the live shows were fine, but I had pizza 5 times in 3 days. Yeah, no, we did a lot of the same pizza joint, but it was great. It was
And one of the times we had pizza, we got to watch Brianna Joy Gray jog in place for about 25 minutes to get her steps in for the day.
Yep. And to be fair, she made a very compelling point, which is that she needed to complete her circle on her iWatch, on her Apple Watch, and she had a streak of like several years going. And I was like, well, far be it for us to ask you to somehow break that streak.
May the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord.
It was honestly, it was one of the most charming things I'd seen. I was like, I love this. That's a commitment to gamifying your workout routine. But it was really great. And thank you to everyone who came out. And for those who did come out, you got some incredible new merch.
Like this.
Yeah, check that out. It's a USB stick that says Bad Hasbara, the world's most moral podcast. It is very cool. We will be also, selling that on our normal merch store.
Word to the wise, the sizes tend to lean a bit on the small side. So I'm wearing a large, which feels kind of like a medium to me.
Oh, interesting. Well, good to know. I'm going to get myself one at some point. That will be
quadruple large for you, sir.
Yes, very, very many X's plus an L because I'm a large boy. And for those of you who don't know, on the Patreon right now, patreon.com/badasbara, you can watch both of our live Bad Hasbara podcasts. We were able to tape them. The tape doesn't look all that bad.
It sounds hella good, though.
And it sounds great because there was, we got a multi-track live recording, which we were able to mix and make it sound good. And I think you guys will enjoy it.
And for everyone else, if you're not on the Patreon, you'll get a taste. We're going to put out sort of a compendium of the best of, not even the best of, because everything was great.
Everything was best.
The half of.
Yeah. The sum of.
The sum of. But not the sum SUM of.
Right. The SOME of.
That's exactly right.
Sum of all fears. So please go to patreon.com/badasbar if you want to watch bonus episodes. I mean, I would usually it's like, hey, you get extra one a week. You actually sometimes get 2 to 3. I mean, this week, really, the Patreon hogs were chowing down on the slop, just getting fat and.
Their nutritionists were mad at us.
That's right. They were like, please, you're going to kill the hogs. And I was like, good, I'm hungry. So if you want to get eaten by us, patreon.com/badasbara. The merch is available at badasbara.com. If you want to go ahead and buy the new shirt, feel free to do that. Today's episode is brought to you by the Samir Project. The Samir Project is a donations-based aid initiative led by 4 Palestinians in the diaspora working to supply emergency funding to the displaced families of Gaza. The fund was originally formed to purchase and distribute tents in southern Gaza and now supplies cash envelopes on an as-needed basis to allow families the independence to secure the specific aid they require for themselves. Before you spend any money, on a shirt or, on bonus episodes of this podcast, consider instead spending it on something more worthy, like the Samir Project, bit.ly/SamirProj, SameerProj. Go ahead and click the link. The link is also available in the show descriptions. Daniel, was ist das Spin?
Das Spin is das. Just commemorating some recent losses, although this one's not recent. We lost Prodigy of Mobb Deep several years ago. But Mobb Deep has a new album out called The Infinite, and this is their first album, The Infamous Mobb Deep. I
thought you were talking about Keith Flint for a second.
You mean the techno Prodigy guy?
Yeah, the other Prodigy.
Right. No.
I love Keith Flint.
He of Smack My Bitch Up fame.
Yes. Yeah. Well, listen, it's a different time. It was before woke, when you were allowed to smack your bitch up. Whoa, what was that cut about?
What, Adam? Why did that was an awkward cut, Adam.
I wonder what was said. Go ahead.
We lost D'Angelo this week. Fucking
that's right.
Devastating. I've got a couple of his albums back here. This is my favorite by him, his last, Black Messiah. He only put out 3 albums in like 25 years.
Really?
And he was a very sensitive guy, very kind of tortured by his own success, including the way that his like looks and body got objectified after one of his music videos.
Yeah, after Untitled. I feel bad because I famously have called those groin muscles. I've been calling them D'Angelo's for like 20 years.
I mean, I prefer that to cum gutters.
Cum gutters way worse. So I always thought it was more of out of respect. But yeah, well, that's too bad.
There'll be time for you to atone for the death of D'Angelo,
and not enough time for me to ever get them.
That's
my body just doesn't work like that.
No, fair enough.
I ran a whole goddamn marathon and did not develop D'Angelo's.
You ran a marathon there?
I ran a marathon.
Wow.
I know. What happened
amazing. To me? I never would have expected that.
It was like, I forget, maybe a year sober, a year and a half. And, like part of me getting sober was working out a lot. And so I was like running every day. And I was like,
does that happen for addicts? Like, I'm going to give up one extreme thing and I'm going to take on another extreme thing that's coded as healthy?
Yeah. And sometimes that's not coded as healthy, but at least it's not heroin. So But luckily, I didn't do anything too unhealthy. Although the running was hell on my knees.
It's not heroin, but it's harrowing. Am I right?
It's quite harrowing. Yeah. What's the other album?
There's a couple more. We lost Robert Redford, so here's the soundtrack to The Spin. Scott Joplin ragtime music. The Sting, not The Spin. The Spin. What's The Sting?
What's The Sting?
This one's especially for you. We lost Diane Keaton this week.
That's right.
So I was trying to think, what songs or albums do I have that might be Diane Keaton related?
I know what it is.
And I was thinking of Father of the Bride, but for My Girl, but I don't have that song by The Temptations. You know what it is?
I know what it is. It's Rhapsody in Blue.
The movie Manhattan with a score by George Gershwin. And here's George Gershwin's greatest hits album.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. What hits are on there, by the way? What do they consider hits for him?
We got Rhapsody in Blue, An American in Paris, 3 Preludes, Concerto in F Finale, and Porgy and Bess.
Beautiful. Those are literally all bangers. That's great.
Yeah.
Just the finale of
the Concerto in F. Yeah, not the whole.
I mean, that is one of the best finales of all time. So it's worth it.
Better than the Game of Thrones finale.
Everything's better than the Game of Thrones finale.
correct answer. And finally, another death, the death of good taste and in music, and the death probably of irony too. Yep. Mike Huckabee performed Sweet Home Yerushalayim recently. We're going to play that in a second. Actually, Sweet Home Alabama is not on this Skynyrd album. The album is pronounced Skynyrd, but Freebird's on here. And believe me, when I saw Sweet Home Yerushalayim, my Skynyrds were writhing.
I love it. Shout out. That's a Norm reference for those of you who are new here. That is incredible. And yes, the death of taste, the death of irony, the death of parody songs. I mean, how many deaths is Israel responsible for? At this point, it is incalculable. Yeah. This is Mike Huckabee playing bass for the world's worst dad band, and they're playing Sweet Home Yerushalayim. We're going to play some right now.
Whoa, that's not how that bass line goes, Mike.
Yeah, no. First of all, this guy just read the tabs like 30 minutes earlier. I mean, he's sucking ass at this, by the way.
Sound boy, turn the bass down.
Turn it. Yo, hey, in my headphones, turn it down.
Yo, turn me down to my headphones.
Turn me down. I suck ass. Turn me down my headphones.
You Zionist for this one, Rick.
Ugh. All right, now we get to the singing.
Man, genuine American white supremacy sounds so much better.
I know.
Like the quality of the music out of the the proud Confederate South.
It's true. I mean, it's like
give me that any day over this shit.
Yeah, I mean, at least there's like there's a straightforwardness and an honesty to their supremacist like ways, and
a class and sort of a scrappy underclass resentment,
Yeah, and whereas like this is just like, I mean, what is Jewish supremacy other than doing a parody song? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like our proud tradition of changing words of one song to another. And listen, I am proud of that tradition. But this is, again, Israel just destroying my image of myself.
Let's destroy it a little more.
Torah scrolls keep on turning.
Whoa.
Ugh. Just 2 days and we are through. Then we start from the beginning. Hashem's holy words begin anew. We all have come to help Hatzah.
Do you notice? Hold on a second. Do you notice he's singing the song down the octave?
I know he's,
It's not a very high song.
Yeah.
Big wheels keep on turning.
Get me home to my kid. Like, just, you truly don't have a chest voice that goes up one more octave?
Yeah.
You're singing this like a shitty cantor.
Once more without feeling.
And we want to help it thrive.
Oh.
Based right here in God's holy city.
Based.
This land is saving lives. Sweet home Yerushalayim. Yeah. Where God's words ring so true.
Me one take me on life.
Coming home to you.
Oh, please do.
This is a case where it's like, get me out of Zion, give me Babylon,
Yeah, give me Babylon. I'll be on the other side of that river, dog.
By the rivers of Babylon.
Yeah.
We thank the fucking God, the fucking Lord in heaven that he took us out of that place.
By the rivers of Babylon, where music sounds normal. Oh, God, that sucked. The horn player's slumming with that dog shit rhythm section. I know you feel bad for like the fact that they've got like everyone's fucking on guitar and bass, and the horns
fact that it wasn't
like,
the fact that it wasn't like a shofar section is a
I
real
know.
missed opportunity. They should
Oh
have had
my
someone on
God.
the Barry shofar and the tenor shofar.
That honestly, that kind of rules. I really like that.
That would
idea.
have made the song.
I would have been like, fine, it's acceptable. So that's what's spinning this week on Bad as Bara, and it is time to introduce our wonderful guest. Really excited to have her back. You know her. She's a previous guest, a returning champion, if you will, comedian, Noam Shuster-Eliassi.
Woohoo!
You're back.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been a while. You still have Bad Hasbara to do.
That's right. It
It's
turns
crazy.
out this podcast changed nothing.
It's a bottomless well or pit,
Yeah.
as it were.
Well, whatever we just heard now makes the Israeli anthem sound much better.
I know. Honestly, I'd rather them just do a tikva to the tune of Sweet Home Alabama, you know? That would be great.
Call on Belevav.
There we go. See?
Nima. Oh
That-
my God.
That works way better. Just Sweet Home
No.
Jerusalem. Come on, get out of here. So Noam, you were not at that concert, unfortunately, right?
No, but if one day United Hatzalah have to like save me or something,
right.
I'll sing back
You'll
with the
with the
Am
band.
I right?
with
Am
the
I right in
band.
remembering that United Hatzalah was like, are they affiliated with like, what is that group? Zaka? Like were they involved with like October 7th, like rescue and then October 7th spin?
I don't know, but like, I mean, we see them everywhere on like ambulances and stuff. So,
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a medical type of save. I was wondering if it was that, or if it was, the sort of Christian American evangelical thing of saving a Jew, which is just like airlifting one out of Boca Raton and putting them in Israel.
Well, I feel like the air we breathe is evangelical.
Yeah.
By now, so
Especially in that particular concert with Mike Huckabee there.
Airlifting settlers out of court hearings
Yeah,
for
right.
for murdering elderly Palestinians.
Yes. When we will actually talk a little bit about that story as well, but first I want to talk about an upcoming documentary that you have coming out, Noam. It's called Coexistence My Ass. And I have a little bit of the trailer right here that I want to play for people.
When I tell people, yeah, I'm writing comedy, they're like, what? And then I have to explain. I was at the UN. I was trying to make peace and then I couldn't do it. So now I'm doing it through comedy.
مرحبا كيف حالكم؟ الأجانب راح يفكروا إنه كل العرض راح يكون بالعربي. We're like, who is this tall lady? Is she Iranian? Is she Jewish? Is she Arab? Should I be boycotting this show?
Noam Shuster.
Noam Shuster.
Shalom, Noam.
Woo! Mazel tov.
My parents said,
Hey, did you pronounce it like me?
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
That's your Ashkenazi side coming up.
We say it weird. What can I do? That's how we do.
Let's not raise our kids to be normal Israelis. Let's move to the only place in the country where Jews and Palestinians live together by choice.
Dreaming of peace. Dreaming.
My best friend Ranin, she's a Palestinian. She looks like Gigi Hadid. I look like Ahmadinejad next to her. Palestinians know the things that I'm saying.
Palestine Comedy Festival.
The oppressed doesn't come from an ignorant perspective, never. I'm only staying for 7 minutes, not 70 years. Wallah. The Jewish audience is where we have to work.
Noam Shuster-Eliassi.
Not a good time to be leftists in Israel. Not fun. It's like nodding there. I just read the news. You're fucked.
אם אין דו-קיום פה, הרי יהרגו אותי. כאילו, אם אין דו-קיום פה, זה אומר שאין חיים לערבים פה.
In a 24 hours, 1,000 people were killed in Gaza Strip.
המטרה שלי לא לאחד. המטרה שלי היא להראות קול של התנגדות לכוח מטורף פה שכולם נסחפו אחריו כמו עיוורים.
My name is Noam, and this is my show, Coexistence My Ass.
So it looks fantastic, and I just want to ask you about it in terms of what the title of the show means, what it means.
I've always thought of my ass as a great example of coexistence.
Yeah, one butt cheek meets another butt cheek, and
Two
they live
sides,
together
you
in
know.
harmony.
Yeah.
Well, who wouldn't want that? You know, it's like, coexistence is something that I've never seen somebody be like, no, I'm against coexistence. You know,
Right.
It's like, so, yeah. So to be honest, it started as a joke, like a real joke, when I was approached by the Harvard Divinity School.
Wow.
To propose a project for a fellowship to, come to campus, and Trump shut down that program since, so don't worry about it. But I remember when the Harvard Divinity School had this opening, and I was like, what the fuck? I mean, everything is so bad and that desperate that they're calling a comedian to develop something at Harvard. And I remember that I really wanted to find a name that will show them what it is that I want to do, which is to basically break down the way I grew up and to unpack this peace camp that I grew up in. And
you made the great joke last time you were on the show that your phone corrects the town you grew up in, Neve Shalom to Never Shalom.
Right. Yeah.
I literally grew up in Never Shalom. And when I sent Coexistence My Ass as a proposal to Harvard, I didn't think that I'll receive an email 10 days later saying like, dear Noam, Harvard Divinity School approves Coexistence My Ass.
Wow.
And so the film, which is, I'm the protagonist of the film. I didn't make the film. There are amazing filmmakers behind this film. Amber Faris, who is the director, she lived in Palestine, and her previous film is called Speed Sisters, which is about female race car drivers in the West Bank. And when she was filming it in Palestine, I was working in the UN, and I was this weird Jewish girl speaking really good Arabic in Ramallah, and we were hanging out and we stayed in touch. And then she saw that I pivoted from the UN to comedy. And we met right before COVID in 2019 when I just started the fellowship at Harvard. And she picked up the camera. She thought that she's going to film me in the US, trying to make this show and develop this show at Harvard and dealing with the discourse in the US. We didn't know that it will lead to 5 years of the team, which includes many more people who are amazing. Rabab Hajihya, who is the Palestinian editor of the film, she has family also in Never Shalom that I grew up with. She just won a major editing award at the Woodstock Film Festival, which is really amazing. And Rachel Leah Johnson, Philippe Belaish, her partner that made The Advocate about the lawyer Leah Tzemel, that is also a really, amazing filmmakers. And it turned into, through my journey and me trying to make this one-woman show, it turned into basically us documenting, the rise of fascism leading all the way to October 2023 and the genocide. And so the film has laughter, but it also has a lot of tragedy and tears.
Sure.
And my attempt was to break down the term coexistence and to really make fun of it and to make sure the audience knows that coexistence is a side effect that will hopefully happen when we have equality and real justice. But there is no coexistence, when we are actively erasing the existence of Palestinians every day.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a euphemism, and it's almost a PR spin word to, I mean, it's like it's one of these non-committal concepts. It doesn't really mean anything. In the ceasefire agreement, I believe the ceasefire agreement recognized the right of Israelis to live in security, and it recognized the aspirations of Palestinians towards self-determination, which means nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, about it to me is someone who's not an Israeli and has heard about coexistence in a peace camp all my life. It's interesting to see the piss taken out of it, because it is so, I think, central to a lot of liberal Zionism. This belief in the aspirational belief in coexistence, not as something that can be attained now, but as something that maybe someday we can do without ever having to like move one step towards it.
Right.
Um,
Or give up our privileges or
yes.
do something active about it. Yeah.
And you talked about the last time that you were on the pod. You talked about sort of the peace industrial complex that Israel, seems to have in spades, and not just in the country, but I mean even outside of it, is this like peace industrial complex in which people. Entire organizations that are dedicated to the idea of peace, but never ever attaining it. It's just the idea of talking about it endlessly.
A kinder, gentler status quo.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of your own analysis and the way things have shifted from you since childhood in this like coexistence, focused, at Never Shalom to now. What do you think has been sort of your what is that journey like? What is your main takeaway from it? How did you get to the point where you realized that it was all kind of like a facade?
Well, first of all, to be completely fair, I've been enjoying it my whole life.
Sure.
I mean, it's truly an industry. You receive scholarships and Harvard emails you, and you get to the extent where at some point I was like, wow, what if this shit gets really solved? Like I'll be fucked, like I'll have nothing I'll have
Right.
nothing to do. But I think that when you grow up and Palestinian friends and neighbors and colleagues and educators and teachers, they become basically part of my DNA, and I'm speaking Arabic. And my life, like from the age of 7, Israeli Independence Day was no longer Israeli Independence Day. It's the day where my best friend's grandfather and her entire family basically split apart and have been through loss and tragedies. And that identity became something so central to the way I understand the world and where I live and where we are, that when the time came, for example, to the age of 16, where the Jewish Israelis start getting letters to the army, and some kids that grew up with me were responding and going to the army screenings that it just hit me that, oh, this is not all the kids that grew up in this, peace industry and stuff like are taking it the same way that I'm taking it, because I grew up in a very political household.
Right.
My father sat in Israeli military prisons in the first Intifada for refusing to serve, and he was sent in and out of prison. Basically, all of my early memories is of my dad in military prison. And so the active choices that we, as Israeli Jews who have the privilege to refuse and to do something with our privilege in order to break the status quo and to fight with Palestinians, it was central to what I thought this was. And then when around you see that this peace industry is kind of like it's a feel-good industry.
Right.
It's let's go to Germany and discuss stuff and let's get a scholarship and this. But for me, maybe it's because the household that I grew up in and the type of, maybe it's my Mizrahi identity even, like that it made so much sense to me. Our homes were so similar, Palestinian homes and my Mizrahi home. Like maybe it was just a sort of naive sense that I had as a child that we're not just kumbaya, we're not just holding hands. There is a fight here.
And it's a fight against a system that is doing wrong to my best friends and the people I grew up with. And so when I saw around me that for other Jewish Israeli kids, it was a seminar, and then they go to the army thinking, oh no, we have to serve in the army to protect Israel. I was like, okay, there is like a totally different fight from, from what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it leaves me curious, what's the response been to the film? You've shown it at film festivals in Europe and in the States. I believe there was a screening in Canada, or at least one or two. You're going to have a variety of people in the audience. You're going to have Palestinians who are like, yeah, coexistence my ass. Like, they know that they know that term coexistence with its peaceful veneer is actually in some ways a very violent term, because it extends the continuation of violent circumstances under the patina of gradual incremental change. And then I imagine you've also got some curious, maybe liberal Zionist North Americans or Europeans in the audience who stand to have some of their illusions busted up by, I mean, one of the things about you is like your demeanor, your comedy, your style, like, you might seem at first blush like a safe Israeli to identify with and enjoy. And then you say these things that are busting up people's illusions. Have you been surprised at all, or pleased or not pleased with the response to the film? What's it been like?
First of all, it's been really overwhelming. Our premiere was at Sundance in January.
Wow.
And ever since, it's been really, and there's still a festival run, and now the theatrical release that is starting in New York City and is going to be all over the US. And hopefully, the listeners can, come and attend, and also let us know how the experience was for you. The responses have been crazy and very diverse. There are always people in the audience who can't stand that I say the word genocide, of course.
All right.
And there are always people in the audience that are saying, but why can't you criticize also the Palestinians? Why can't you criticize, Hamas? And, my response has been very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of work on my plate because my country and the majority of my people are complicit and responsible in the genocide and killed more than 20,000 children and orphaned 60,000 more. And I promise you that when my task of criticizing and solving all this, I will criticize everyone else as well. But now I have so much, work on my plate. And the one interesting, and we opened the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival, which I guess is the biggest Jewish film festival in the US. And it was co-presented with the Arab Film and Media Institute in San Francisco, which I guess it was the first time where there was this kind of, collaboration. So this film is allowing a very, I think, wide range of people to connect to it. And in Poland, we had a crazy run in Poland. It was an opening. It opened the film festival in Poland, and there were thousands of young people. And then I did like a benefit show for Gaza, like a stand-up show where all the income went to Gaza. And after every screening and after every show in Poland, we had lines of young people, Polish people, who just wanted to talk to me, to tell me how much the history of Poland is really restricting them from criticizing Israel. But through a character like me, they're finally able to criticize Israel. And then they went on in telling me, making sure I know, that their grandparents were in the resistance to the Nazis.
All of them.
Guys, all of them. And I was like, I opened the history book. It doesn't add up that all your grandparents were in the resistance to the Nazis.
I love it. It's like in going to Shawshank Prison, and everyone there didn't do it, and it's like everyone in Poland's parents were in the resistance.
Well, Norman Finkelstein likes to scornfully dispute the sheer number of people who claim to be Holocaust survivors and the kids of Holocaust survivors. It's like, if there's this many Holocaust survivors, who did the Nazis kill? God, you guys are denying the Holocaust by claiming to have survived it.
Oh,
my
that's
God, that's
Norm
it's
goes crazy. I love Norm.
He's a comedian. He is a comedian.
He
seriously.
is a
is.
comedian at heart.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that, like I said in the trailer, like Palestinians come to the film and they watch it and get a lot of love, and also it's complex to like center an Israeli character during this time.
Totally, yeah.
It's not something that was easy for the filmmakers. It's not something that is easy for me. I think. But unfortunately, and I'm saying this with great sorrow, there are so many people out there that while Palestinians were filming themselves going through a genocide for 2 years, when an Israeli Jew is saying it, then they feel the permission to listen, which is horrible. And I say to the audience, like, it's a warning sign for you. Like, why do you need to hear it from an Israeli Jew when Palestinians have been documenting themselves? But
well, there are Palestinian podcasts too that are saying a lot of things that we say, and we benefit on some levels that are unfair and on some levels that are understandable from our identities. And I think identity is something ultimately that's best treated as a function. Like you use your identity, you channel your identity, you marry your identity with your values and try to accomplish something with it rather than kind of resting in it or letting it completely define you. And I think it's great that you're doing that.
And also, I mean, a perfect example, I think, of how it is useful is what happened in Poland. The fact that these, young Polish people whose parents totally were not like they're telling you to your face, and I've had this happen too. Thank you. I need, and it, obviously a Zionist is going to say, oh, this is just tokenism or whatnot. But I mean, let's be honest. What is Israel if not tokenizing the entire Jewish people? It's like at least in the way it works in the West is people need, for very racist reasons, they need to, if a Jew says it, then it's okay. And it's, it's complicated and it's fucked up. And we, recognize that on this podcast all the time. And it can be hard to find yourself, especially, in the center of a documentary that you did not make, being a central, being the center of attention in that. And I imagine that can be difficult. And I'm excited to see the movie just to,
I would really love to know how it was for you after you watch. And sometimes there are just these aunties in the audience that are like, I know there is a lot of politics and a lot of heavy stuff, but we just want to know, did you marry that guy in the end? Like, all they wanted to know is like, so there is always that.
A little bit of romance goes a long way with the general audience.
I also have to say, having just done my first 9 minutes of stand-up comedy ever a week ago today.
How was it?
Opening for Matt and his wife.
He did.
I really salute. Actually. Oh, thank you, Matt.
Yeah,
I wasn't fishing, but I wanted, but pivoting to that at any stage in life, especially after you've had a career and so, it's fucking scary.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
And also, the topics that I choose to talk about, like a lot of comedians in Israel. I think I spoke to you about it last time. A lot of comedians in Israel, when I, before October 2023, because I really don't perform in the same stages here anymore. There are comedians who have, I can tell you the level of disgust that I have from them using their stage to like promote genocide and genocidal rhetoric and making fun of, starving people in Gaza and stuff. But, before October 2023, there was always like these stages where I would show up for a lineup, be like, oh, here is Noam. She's going to talk about Arabs and Jews. I'm like the downer, but, and so it's also like a choice. I mean, Daniel, what did you choose to talk about in your 9 minutes? I'm sure it wasn't like your new haircut, or you don't have a new haircut.
I started with a land acknowledgement. I repeated some material from the live show, the second live show, a land acknowledgement for the Brooklyn Zionists who had to flee Brooklyn because of the Mamdanian Empire. I then just did some stuff about stand-up comedy itself. I talked a little bit about my age, and then I went into about 4 or 5 minutes about how my dad traumatized me as a kid by rating my jokes, and the routine ended with me talking, fantasizing about cannibalizing my own father. So
Wow.
It was very good. It was a good closure.
I saw him last night, and I had shared the video with my parents a few days ago, and my dad had assured me there's nothing you could say on stage that would offend me. So I said, cool, here you go, watch it. And then silence, didn't say anything. And we were hanging out last night with my niece, and just as I was leaving, and my parents are going back to Canada today, so I'm not going to see them for a while. I said, Dad, I have to ask, did you watch? He said, yes, I did. And we're still friends. And that was it. I said, that's good. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. And my mom said, I really appreciated what you were trying to do structurally, which I'll take as the first time out.
Structure is important in comedy.
important.
It's like there are all these sentences that people tell you instead of telling you like the joke didn't really land or it wasn't funny or something. The structure is,
But I'm proud of the structure because I really worked on that. I'm not sure I nailed the delivery, and I know I didn't nail the audience rapport, like relaxing into being with them and taking,
you didn't need to
like
do all that.
watching.
It's too early.
No. While watching you, Matt, I really saw the way that you let the audience enjoying you, and you enjoy that, and there's a reciprocal feedback loop of vibing, and that's something to work on next time if I ever do it again.
Yeah. The thing about comedy is failing hard on your face, hearing those crickets and letting them empower you to keep falling and fucking up your own life.
That's right. Yeah. And then eventually, you still fail.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
and then they make it. And then they make a documentary about you where you're supposed to like be a vehicle for political change, and you still fail.
That'll be the biggest failure of your life, Noam, I promise. Is trying to bring political change to that region.
No, but in all honesty, like I really hope I hope you watch the film and it makes you like laugh and cry also, and think and act and just have better vocabulary. The discourse in the US is so dumb sometimes.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the filmmakers, they've done such a great job. It's such a fucking hard task to be documentary filmmakers. And you know, I mean, Amber has a family in Lebanon, and Rabab is Palestinian, and you know, Rachel was with me also in Tel Aviv. She's Israeli American, and you know, they were all doing this while the genocide was happening, and it was super, super difficult. But I think speaking up and having a platform while it's happening, since you know, in Israel, it's just the space, the limited space that we already had is so narrow that it even made it impossible.
Especially since so many Israeli celebrities, including comedians, but also artists and musicians and poets or whatever, are using their platform to go full fascist. And George Orwell said, all art is propaganda. But in times where propaganda is being used for genocide, artists who do that are some of the most wretched people on earth. And we actually have, I think, our first piece of content today, Matt, am I right? Is an example of that. Fresh off the presses. Just saw it this morning.
Yeah. Just hot off of the Hezbollah presses. This is like, you know, you were talking about dealing with, you know, sharing the same stage with these Israeli stand-up comedians who at one point admonished you for being the political comedian, you know, and who are now they themselves delving into politics, but from a fascist direction, which is always appreciated. And it's interesting to see that kind of proliferation and almost like I mean, I don't live in Israel, so I don't know if it's popular there, but sort of the popularization of kind of using a liberal art to do fascism. And what could be more a liberal art to do fascism than using the power of spoken word poetry to do fascism.
Oh my God.
So
Oh my
I gonna present to you all
Oh, God.
a bit of spoken word, a bit of
Okay.
hip hop infused schlock.
Before we start, Noam, are you familiar with the work of Roy Kornblum?
No.
Never heard
and
of
I'm
him.
not
Okay.
sure I want to be.
Well, you're about to
familiar
be.
Yeah, so sorry, but here is Rory Kornblum.
Roy.
What? Oh, is it? Oh, sorry,
Roy.
Roy
Yeah,
Cohn.
It's Roy. Yeah.
Bloom,
Roy Cohn. Yeah. Roy Cohn Bloom.
doing a song, "Hey Jew." And it's not either of the things you're thinking about. It's not the Pink Floyd. It's not the Beatles. It's its own thing.
I didn't even think of the Floyd. That's good.
They hate you. No matter what you say, no matter what
Go
you
back
do.
to the very, very beginning, Matt, because he does a. This is in English, and he's doing some puns. Like the thing that let's play it, and I'll comment afterwards.
Okay.
Hey Jew, they hate you. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, they'll hate.
Okay. No matter what you say, no matter
They
what you
hate
do. I think not doing genocide actually would go a long way for them.
So to start off, he's, "Hey Jew, they hate you." Okay.
Yeah. Not bad.
The thing I find remarkable about this is that on its own terms, he's doing this genre reasonably well, which
Yeah.
says maybe something about this genre.
It says a lot about spoken word. Yes, it does.
But like, okay, fine, that's decent wordplay. "Hey Jew, they hate you." On it, if you take the semantics out of it
Yeah.
and the politics out of it,
All right. Here's more.
it and dress it up as something sophisticated. They'll call it war crimes or Palestine or the IDF. They say that we control the banks and the US government. We turn Christian babies into matzah bread. They'll make those lies sound like facts when in fact, they just hate you. Ever noticed? No slur for Jews. No N-word, no F-word.
okay,
What are
hold
you
on,
talking about?
hold on. Has this Sheeny never heard of the word kike?
What this? You're living up in
This fucking
Town, never being called a kike. I love there's no slur for Jews. I'm just like
That proves to me you don't deal with actual anti-Semitism.
That's
You-
news
that-
to me.
In your fucking bunker called Israel, maybe there's no slur for Jews.
That
Never
is-
never again will I watch this video. Never again. But honestly, I think
IDF Raps.
when it comes to spoken word, I think I don't discriminate whether you're a Jew or whoever. I just hate it.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody likes it.
That's true. It's like honestly, this could be something a left wing and pro Palestinian, and I would still just be like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't.
And it's a curse for every group. But for us, it's just Jew. Say it with the right tone, and it's a curse. Here, I'll show you in this verse. Hey Jew. Hey Jew. You see? The hate can go from the
Nope, didn't get anything from that. Both
I didn't
times,
feel the hate when you
I
said
felt
hey, Jew,
literally
Jew.
nothing. I love that the point he's making there is just like, the idea of it being hateful, the way you say it. It's like, you can make that point, but it also sounds like I can sort of interpret anything as anti-Semitism.
That's right.
I can kind of make it up whenever I feel like it.
That's
I wanna
how
be like-
projection works.
I want to tell him, like, I actually thought of the Beatles when you said hey Jew.
Right.
right.
Yeah. When you say "Hey Jew," I think of Pink Floyd going, "Hey Jew, out there on your own, getting lonely."
That's anti-Semitic.
That's
man.
right. I'm sorry. That is Roger Waters doing it.
And John Lennon would have been anti-genocide.
Oh yeah, I imagine so. Although shit, who knows, dude? Tom York, come on.
Though there was never any Palestine in between, then it would create a justification for glorifying a nation that would kill without hesitation if you're gay, lesbian, or just a man who looked at the Quran with the wrong facial expression. No, for the sake of argument.
What?
That
He's saying the Palestinians will kill someone who looks at the Quran wrong?
it's just how can and Noam, can you answer this question? Because it really.
I always look at the Quran in a loving way.
I gave the Quran side eye once, and I felt the anti-Semitism around me.
What always blows my mind is like seeing an Israeli saying something like this, where he goes like, "Oh, if you look at the Quran wrong, they'll kill you," which is like it's the whole like, Muslims are all ISIS. Muslims are all religious fanatics. Arabs are all religious fanatics who will kill you for being gay and whatnot, or for, looking at the Quran wrong. this is something in the United States that we have sort of a blanketed, almost like ignorant Islamophobia. I'm not excusing it, but it's an Islamophobia kind of based on the fact that, at least both in popular culture and in terms of population, we don't have, a lot of Arabs or a lot of Muslims, at least in comparison to the amount of PR that maybe other religions get. In Israel, your neighbors will be Arabs. You will know some Muslims.
Your bus driver.
How is it that someone is he knowingly doing propaganda? Is he knowingly lying when he says that? Or is there just a portion of Israeli society that is just ignorant to, I don't know, their own neighbors?
Well, let's hypothetically say that an Israeli bumps into a, Palestinian Muslim person, and this person is his doctor, his pharmacist, then we will then there will be like this self-explaining of like, oh no, but he's not like one of those things I have in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe just in the capacity of whatever we have right now, but when the day comes when he will have to be against me, he will be against me, right?
And if it's him or me, it's going to be
me.
And
so segregation in that sense, can take a very dangerous form where you can literally live with someone, next to someone, with someone, but have, zero you've had a zero opportunity to humanize them to the fullest level.
Yes.
In terms of every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Which is another limitation of coexistence, right? Because there actually is coexistence within 48 Israel. There's even coexistence in the West Bank.
Yeah.
It's a kind of coexistence.
Yeah.
Both are existing. They interact sometimes, and it's not always murderous or outwardly hateful, but the profound indifference and ignorance, and ultimately the conviction that anyone who treats you like a human being must be the exception that proves the rule. And as you said, the day may come where it's going to be either me or him, and you goddamn right it's going to be me that survives. So I'm prepared to throw him under the tank.
It's just like I look at this and it's just so it mirrors so exactly like white supremacist anti-black racism in the United States, the way we do the same thing, like I had a good experience with a black doctor, where people dehumanize Palestinians in the same way. And it's just like I'm just watching this, and the fact that it's coming from this liberal art form, that's where to me it's hilarious.
This liberal black-coded art form.
Yes.
This anti-oppression art form.
Yeah, so it's like it's just like imagine watching like a Confederate spoken word poet is very funny to me.
Yeah.
You should hear some of the songs of the Zionist hip hop bands.
I've heard them. Yes. Yeah. They are not great. Here's a little bit more of this schlock.
Israel does commit genocide and occupation. Show me another place where citizens are blamed for their government's action.
Back up a little bit, Matt, because he's making an argument here. He's doing a, let's say, hypothetically. So just back up slightly.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Now, for the sake of argument, let's say Israel does commit genocide and occupation. Show me another place where citizens are blamed for their government's action. Russia invades Ukraine, but no one hates Russians. Everybody knows Putin's to blame. Iran execute women for not covering their hair. No one hates Iranians. The truth is, most don't even care. And Turkey? They committed genocide de facto. Did the world give them a hard time? No, they gave them a seat in NATO. So it's not genocides they care about. It's not the women or the children.
What?
They don't want to mourn the victims. They just want to hunt the villain. And in the court of world opinion, Jews are always guilty. And strangely enough, the judge is never Jewish. The human mind is a brilliant thing. When it feels hate, it builds a story to it. Then it tricks itself that the story came first. But
I'm sorry.
Wait, we don't control the courts? The judge is never Jewish?
The judge is often Jewish.
The judge of the court of world opinion, I believe we're talking about.
I don't know. My name, Daniel, means my God is my judge.
That's right.
And the Hebrews certainly thought God was Jewish.
Dude, I just that argument alone is so wild. Like, okay, let's say we are committing a genocide. Well, so why are you mad at me? Yeah, you can be mad at the government and the fact that I am pro the genocide happening. But I don't understand why you're not mad at everybody else.
I'll tell you why. Let's say for the sake of argument, Mr. Roy, that you're right that we don't blame people from other countries, which we do. Okay. I've never seen a Russian person sitting there doing one of these corny ass slam poetry things about how Ukrainians don't really exist, and Ukrainians will like bite your face off if you like say Kiev instead of Kyiv.
It's wild to me. It's wild that it's just like, maybe it's because I'll just be going about my business and then someone with a bullhorn will yell Israeli propaganda at me. like the reason for, I think a lot of the outcry beyond people of conscience just being like, genocide is wrong, is because people can't even give a half statement of condemnation towards Israel without being accused of anti-Semitism. Bill Nye was just called an anti-Semite because he said, well, I don't want to really talk about, politics and stuff, but I just think when one country levels another country, that's not good. And some guy...
That's Bill Nye, the race science guy, am I right?
Bill Nye, the race science guy. Yeah, no, and he got called. It got called thinly veiled anti-Semitism by some guy at the Free Press, and I'm like, what? There's literally nothing you can say without someone doing a goddamn 4-minute spoken word like slam poem about how you're bad.
But listen, the Jewish people and Israelis, they've just been through only 2 years ago the biggest massacre since the Holocaust, and you're asking them to look at.
I don't think they lost Eurovision. It wasn't a massacre. They didn't lose Eurovision by that much. I wouldn't call it a massacre.
But Daniel, you're asking them to reckon with what they did when if we don't have that excuse that everybody hates us because we're Jewish, it means we have to sit and acknowledge that we did something wrong. Nobody likes to do that.
Yeah, no, that hurts.
Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. No, you make a good point. If you don't blame it on just, they just hate us because they ain't us, then you have to sit and go, why did this happen? Why did October 7th happen? Why, why are people angry and not allowing us, to play soccer with them? Or why, you have to answer all these very tough introspective questions. And that's hard to do when you have, I don't know, like slam poems to write. You know what I mean?
See how he finishes this off?
Oh, yeah. Let's see how much we can get through before gun in mouth. Here we go.
No, first comes hate. But wait, what is hate? It's only fear wearing armor. And when fear meets lack of self-awareness,
what is 8?
Wearing armor.
8 is the number after 7.
Points outwards. That's how fear turns to hate.
Hold on,
hate
he just said when hate meets lack of self-awareness.
Did he say that?
He literally just said that. Go back a little.
And when fear meets lack of self-awareness, it points outwards. That's how fear turns to hate and hate turns to ideology. Soon they'll hand out
God. When fear meets lack of self-awareness, it points outward. Bars, motherfucker. Bars. That's the most self-aware thing he said, except he's not aware of it.
Except for he's not aware of it. Oh, God. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to self-awareness. Self-awareness leads to hate of others. Thank you, Yoda.
Yoda doing slam poetry.
Yeah. All right, let's try.
Anti-Semitism college degree, and they'll probably call it human rights. Now, who am I to argue with that? Just a Jew. and so are you. And we're supposed to be all a goyim. I lied, but I guess electricity ain't cheap. Cause all we've been doing so far is hide. We hide our religion, our tradition. We tuck our Star of David necklaces inside our t-shirts, and that's how they win. They made every Jew have a little anti-Semite within. We gotta pull him out. We gotta say I'm a Jew, and we gotta say it out loud. Be proud of who you are.
I'm sorry. What in the last 2 years has convinced you that people are hiding the fact that they are Jewish? The amount of people who are pushing this total bullshit. Usually it's in, like, we talk to New Yorkers who are scared about Mamdani, so they are, pulling off the mezuzahs from their door frame. And I'm just like, I have never seen so many people wrap themselves in the fucking Star of David. There's never been more visible, Jews or celebration of Judaism or being Jewish than there has been in the last fucking 2 years. And it's all just Zionism. It's all not actually celebration of being Jewish.
And now they're recruiting. Go ahead.
No, what did he say about the electricity not being cheap? Like, there is a stereotype about us anyways. Why does he have to?
Right. We're the landlord's turning off everyone's lights. Well, he said we're supposed to be an or le goyim, right? A light unto the nation. But electricity ain't cheap. And for those listening but not watching, there's this whole thing happening. It's like fucking Jonathan Demme's Talking Heads movie, Stop Making Sense, where like it starts on a blank stage, but then the set is assembled around him as he goes, and someone put like a floor lamp behind him at some point, and when he said that electricity ain't cheap, the light bulb came on. And when he said we're tucking our Star of Davids into our shirts, someone came and put a big fucking
Star of David on him, a necklace.
Star of David around him, and he's wearing some kind of like fur-lined jean jacket.
Yeah.
Like some Israeli stereotype. Am I right that this is sort of the RC look? Am I right, Noam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man. This is all right. We only got a little bit more.
In every country, every
let's
city,
power through this.
Let's do it. We can do it, guys. In every country, what?
Every street, every person you meet, let them know you're Jewish and you don't give a shit if they hate you. Because hey, Jew, we love you, and that's all that matters.
Did he rhyme street with the Israeli pronunciation of sheet?
And you don't give a white sheet.
You don't give a sheet.
I have a feeling like if he sees me on stage being proud of being a Jew that is like against the genocide that Israel is committing, he's not gonna want me to be so proud.
He's telling people to go up to people, like to walk around any country and to any person they meet, walk up to this person and apropos of nothing say, "Hey, I'm a Jew and I don't give a shit." If you don't like it.
And this person in Italy is just trying to have his ice cream. He's like, okay, be a Jew. Like, who cares?
Yes.
Like, you're not the center of the universe.
Yes, my God.
You know what could be? Yeah. Oh, my God. I can't
This guy's on the phone with his best friend, trying to tell his best friend, no, I think these anti-Semitic stereotypes about Jews being pushy and self-righteous aren't true. Sorry, someone's trying to talk to me. What's that? You're a Jew and you don't give it? Okay, thanks.
I stand corrected.
I stand corrected, sir.
I know.
Well, hey, Jew, let's try some slam. Take a black form and make it Nazi. Whiter, yeah. Make it whiter, exactly.
Oh, man.
I can't believe you made me watch this. Like, I live here and I've avoided it.
Well, this isn't for but this isn't for Israeli consumption. He did it in English for a reason.
That's right.
They're getting an Israeli, a proud Israeli-looking Israeli, to make this content for Jews outside.
Right.
To continue to permission them to feel paranoid and self-righteous.
Except Deborah Messing, who else would watch?
I know. That's the thing. Is like really who is watching this? And the answer is
maybe Amy Schumer. He got 3 views. Amy Schumer, Chelsea Handler, maybe.
Yeah, and Deborah Messing.
And what's the name of the freaking?
Which one?
Freaking
Rappaport?
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah,
seriously.
That guy's a psychopath.
And I owe you a story, I think, about
Oh
shit. What's his I never remember these people's names.
I'm very excited for a story.
What's the name of when you're a power gay?
Oh, yeah, Daniel Ryan Spalding.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Do you, if you have a story about that, do you have a story about Daniel Ryan Spalding?
I do, but are you ready? Like, do you want me to?
First, we're gonna do a real quick commercial break, and
Okay.
then when we come back, we'll hear a little bit about that. But everyone, please stick around. We will be right back. And we're back. As Bad as Bar, world's most moral podcast, and we're here with Noam Shuster-Eliassi. Noam,
Yes.
you teased before the break something about Daniel Ryan Spalding, everyone's favorite power gay.
White power goy.
White power goy. What happened? Do you have an experience with him?
What on earth makes just a guy just dedicate his life to? Oh my gosh. It was my wedding day in New York City.
Yeah.
Okay. I am in a beautiful dress. I am holding a bouquet of flowers. My relative, who is not politically aligned with me at all, she's coming fresh from Ohio from Yom Ha'atzmaut, Israeli Independence Day, with Star David on her manicure.
Cool.
And she made a surprise. She came to my civil marriage ceremony in New York City. We're a bunch of friends, some really cool anti-Zionist activists that you guys know. We're just walking, a group of us from the city hall towards finding somewhere to eat. I'm holding the bouquet of flowers, and then I spot him. I'm and I look at my cousin, and I'm like, oh, it's that guy that does and my cousin
that
is
talks about that spent the last 2 years going yummy Israeli dick. That's
when you're
his brand.
Power gay, and literally my cousin goes, oh my God, I love him, and I go, ew, at the same time. And we both run towards him for completely different reasons. She wants an admiring selfie with him, and I want to open my camera to make to insult him on video. Be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? If people are wondering what this is a henna.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you got a henna tattoo.
It's like a henna. Yeah, it's
That's got to be some kind of gay fantasy. A woman in a wedding dress with a bouquet of flowers running towards you to curse you out.
My cousin went first, so he thought, oh, these two Israeli women are coming to adore me and admire me. And so my cousin takes oh my God, takes a selfie with him, and I'm like, and then I open my camera and I'm like, Daniel, why are you spreading lies and propaganda? And then he turns off my camera phone so that and he becomes red, and he's like, Susan Sarandon wants you dead. I am protecting the Jewish people from a genocide that people want to do against you, and you're mad at me. Susan Sarandon and all the celebrities want you dead.
I love Susan Sarandon. Susan Sarandon wants you dead.
And I'm like, Susan Sarandon doesn't want me dead. I don't think she wants me dead.
The idea that Susan Sarandon is who you have to worry about. How can you be mad at me when Susan Sarandon's the one at your window at night scheming?
He's saying this big spiel about how he's speaking up for my people when everybody's turning their backs against us and blah blah blah. And he almost he turned so red, and I was just looking at him and I was like, dude, it's my wedding day, relax. And my amazing, beautiful partner, I see him across the road, with my friends, just looking at me and admiring from afar. I'd be like, you see why I married her?
Find someone who looks at you the way that man looks at you when you're cursing out Daniel Ryan Spalding.
You see Seriously,
What a great story.
I wish every leftist single person, somebody that looks at them while they're raging against. Yeah.
Or at least, I wish them all the opportunity to yell at these people in person, especially people like Daniel Ryan Spalding, who are, his whole thing, the fact that he's mad at you, like, I'm saving you, Jews. Like, it's
well,
incredible.
someday, if you have kids, and if your kids are inclined to wear wedding dresses on their wedding day, no matter what gender they are, you can pass that dress down and say, your mommy, your Ima, yelled at a power gay Nazi in this dress, and I'd like you to do the same.
Yeah,
Daniel, I will tell this child that their mom returned that dress to the store and got full refund and just wore it for one day. Come on, if you're going to be a Jew, be a Jew all the way.
Even better.
Oh,
it's much better than passing a dress. I'll pass the tradition of returning the dress and getting the full refund.
That's the real right of return. All right, sorry, I had to play that.
When we keep receipts, it's to get a refund.
Oh boy. Okay. So, moving on to other subjects. One thing, first, just out of the bat, talking about those celebrities, I just wanted to just show this one thing. Amy Schumer recently posted this. She voted, and who did she vote for? Rhymes with Duomo. So Amy Schumer voted for Andrew Cuomo, which, talk about full circle, right? She literally went from girl boss, girl power to I will literally vote for a 13-time sexual harasser in order to stop a Muslim candidate who's critical of Israel.
Shout out to Curtis Sliwa, who was the best thing about that mayoral debate. Zoran did very well.
Yeah.
But fucking Sliwa running interference for him just as well as Brad Lander ever did. It was so fucking great.
Sliwa was just like, all right, quiet, Zoran. I hate him more. I hate Cuomo more. But so that's a lot of fun. We're going to get into American politics now. We had a ceasefire agreement that Trump was able to get through. People are screaming at all of the left for not celebrating the ceasefire in the streets.
Ceasefire my ass, am I right?
Yeah.
No, but according to people here, he brought world peace. It's like it's peace. It changed the world.
I saw some Israeli comedian woman. What's her name? Metal something or other. I might have that wrong. She did like this close-up selfie video.
Oh my God!
Ani mochana limtzot et Trump. I am ready to suck Trump. I'm ready to blow Trump. And if you know me,
on the reflection,
if you see on the reflection of her sunglasses, her kid, her like toddler, is like right there. And she's like, if you know me, that's a very rare gift.
Oh, stop! I don't like it. It is, listen, it's a sick society. Very sick. But, Trump is obviously doing the rounds, trying to get his Nobel Peace Prize, all that shit. Meanwhile, of course, what's actually happening is egregious. In fact, recently, I think this was yesterday, and we're talking about this on Monday, October 20th, but I believe this was yesterday or a couple days back. It was reported that Netanyahu reactivated his genocidal war on Gaza. His army conducted more than 100 airstrikes since the morning and killed more than 30 Palestinian civilians. Netanyahu also activated his collective punishment of the civilian population, blocking all humanitarian aid to Gaza. Now, this happened due to a Israeli bulldozer in Rafah, I believe, that blew up. And they said Hamas did it. The Hamas came out of the tunnels and did an act of terror, breaking the ceasefire. It was then revealed that soon after the explosion in Rafah, this is according to Ryan Grimm, I'm told by a source familiar, the White House and Pentagon knew that the incident was caused by an Israeli settler bulldozing an Israeli settler bulldozer running over unexploded ordnance, contradicting Netanyahu's claim that Hamas had popped up from the tunnels after Netanyahu said he was blocking all aid from entering Gaza in response and unleashed a bombing campaign. The administration conveyed to Israel that they know what happened. Netanyahu then announced he would reopen the crossings in a few hours.
Good boy.
So, ever since the ceasefire, there's been, there was a bus that was bombed, killing a bunch of Palestinian civilians. And then, of course, in the West Bank, settler violence continues. Ceasefire is a really fun word that means nothing.
Our boy Jasper Nathaniel has been documenting that. I'm not sure we'll get to that today, but there's an egregious incident of,
Man, that video just
heartbreaking.
haunting. It's haunting.
The way the way they were ambushed by the settlers, the way the IDF pretty much set them up, and then that brutal beating of an elderly Palestinian woman who I hear is now in stable condition.
And now in stable condition. She was in the ICU for a brain bleed because she was beaten by an Israeli settler who, this kind of just status quo racist violence is, it's like we've gotten to the point now where people want to move on from this, but find that they can't because Israel continues to kill with impunity. And in terms of who wants to move on from this, I've found that other than the Trump administration just wanting to collect a medal, the people who really want to move on from this seem to be the Democratic Party in the United States. Last week there was
MoveOn.org, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what they move on. Exactly. So last week there was a few different interviews. The Democrats are doing podcasts now, which, God bless them. Finally, they're trying to find their Joe Rogans of the left.
Podcasts and book tours, baby.
Yes.
That's the way into ordinary Americans' hearts.
Exactly. It's what the Democrats do best. But this time around, they're actually finding that they're being interviewed by people who are asking them, I wouldn't even say tough questions. I would just say real questions. And they are failing miserably at them in ways that have been, I don't know about you, Daniel, or you know them, but have been infuriating to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to play a few of these interviews that happened. Let's start with Cory Booker, who went on, I don't know the name of the podcast, but it's like this white middle-aged lady, and it's called just like, I'm tired of this shit or something like that. And she's actually pretty based. Like she's doing a lot of really great work because she is open about her criticism of Israel and the Israeli government. And she talks to Cory Booker, who is a senator who we all know as guy who will do a 25-hour filibuster and then vote to send more weapons to Israel and take a picture with Netanyahu. And so here is her interview that she did last week with him.
He's a war criminal, Benjamin Netanyahu. Do you think he's a war criminal?
I again, these are questions that a lot of people think are the important litmus tests that are loaded and hot. My urgency is to be an effective leader in bringing an end to this crisis. And I get these questions all the time that to me undermine my urgency.
I think the thing that Democrats get so frustrated with, where we are right now, where you see like the Zoran Mamdanis and the Graham Plattners rise up, because they can go on podcasts and you can say, do you think Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal? And they just say, yes. And that's the end of it. It's not all of the rhetoric answering. It's like,
it's not what you're doing.
What happens to Democratic politicians, they go through this like prism, and then we can't ever get like the answer to yes or no conversations like you do with Bernie and others. And that's the frustration for the Democratic base.
Do I think Netanyahu is worse than Trump? Yes.
He ends with, do I think Netanyahu is worse than Trump? Yes, which literally the only prism in which a Democrat can look at anything political.
Well, here's actually, there would have been a great easy answer, sort of by a kind of political transitive transitive principle, to get an answer to is Netanyahu a war criminal. Just simply ask him, do you think Netanyahu is worse than Barack Obama?
Right.
If the answer is yes, well, Barack Obama is a war criminal, so Benjamin Netanyahu must be
by the
that and then
property.
some, by the transitive property.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm watching this, and there's a few of these pivots that these politicians are doing on the Democrat side, which is like, questions like these are litmus tests. These are traps set by people who want to make me look bad, and they don't understand the realpolitik of this, which is that in order to be an effective leader, I have to play ball with, I have to be careful with what I say. To which I would answer, like, if you had ever done anything effectively, I don't think I would be in the position of criticizing you all as much as I am. If the Democrats ever actually did something, like, let's say, listen, the reason I need to take AIPAC money, the reason I need to take money from the Israel lobby is because I have to throw Palestinians under the bus because I'm the person that's going to get you health care. I'm the person that's going to codify Roe v. Wade. I'm the person that's going to, make it illegal to fucking just send out ICE agents to round up people like Nazis. They don't actually do any of these things. The quid pro quo does not exist. So instead, it's just like, well, if you're already ineffective and not doing anything at all, you might as well stand for something that you believe in. You know what I mean?
The next time my partner asks me if I was sexting with another woman, I'm going to say, look, my urgency here is to reduce the conflictual conversations between you and me. And you are undermining my urgency with that question. Right. And that's just one of these litmus test questions.
Yeah, exactly.
That frankly is it's just what's wrong with the politics.
You are making me a less effective husband. Every time you are asking me, where I was. Okay? And I think you need to understand the pragmatism of good husbandry. Anyways, I don't know, how much exposure you get, Noam, to like American politics in terms of like, especially from our, I don't know, quote left, the Democratic side. But when you see someone who is in a position of power in the American government who refuses to call Benjamin Netanyahu something as simple as a war criminal, which is something that he is literally being accused of by the International Criminal Court.
Yeah.
Like, what does that tell you about our positions about, the future of, anything?
I get a lot, too much actually exposure here. The similarity with our like ridiculous opposition is it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really amazing.
Yeah, that's right. Because you guys also have a fake controlled opposition there too. Yeah.
Yeah. When Trump was here, the head of the opposition during a government that is responsible, you are the opposition to a government that is responsible for October 7th. It happened under their watch. Mm-hmm. You have it all laid out. It's just there for you to grab and be the most like fighting opposition. And you know what he used his time to talk about?
No.
Yair Lapid, like the...
Right.
It's like a copy paste of these Democrats who want to be like right-wing centrists than actually be in opposition.
Yes.
He talked about the campus demonstrations.
In
America?
States?
Yeah.
God. Just Israel just is the 51st state of the United States at this point.
Just annex Israel already.
You have the opportunity. You have Trump is there. And then what Trump said?
What?
to Netanyahu after like Yair Lapid, the chair of the opposition. Trump looks at Netanyahu and said, Bibi, yeah, you have a nice chair of opposition. Be nice to him, Bibi. You see, like even Trump was referring to the fact that he was not opposing anything.
If there's one thing Trump can recognize, it's obsequiousness. It's people playing ball and going along and pretending to oppose.
Bibi, this guy's nice. He exposed his soft underbelly to me, and
then Trump goes, and then I brought you a ceasefire, Bibi. You can be nice to the opposition. He's nice. Yeah, I felt like I was having a seizure when Trump was giving his speech in the Knesset.
Yes,
seriously,
dude.
When Trump when he looked at the president and told him that he can pardon Bibi. Champagne, cigars, who cares? Pardon, like,
God.
Honestly, I love that shit. I love when Trump does that because he's always exposed, whether he means to or not, he's exposing something that should be exposed.
Yeah.
You know, and he's saying the thing you're not supposed to say. And I'm sure he either believes it or he's just going on ADD impulse. Yeah. My favorite part of that Cory Booker thing is the thing that politicians do, like, and Kamala does it too. I don't know if we have the clip of the book event that was interrupted,
I saw that.
but it's a very Democratic politician thing. Someone will ask a question, and the first words out of the Democratic politician's mouth, whether it's Buttigieg or Kamala or Obama, is like, "Well, these are questions."
Yeah, exactly.
Those words you just said to me, they had a question mark at the end. It wasn't interrogative. These are questions. That was a sentence. These are definitely words.
Yeah.
That was English.
Yeah. The idea that you're just like, well, listen, sometimes people ask me questions and gosh darn it, you just did. That's all
basically
they have to say.
what Kamala was doing in this answer. She was like listing a bunch of stuff that like accumulate to a genocide, and then she says, but is it a genocide? A court will say, not me. Like, I will not be the one.
Who am I to say anything at all of substance?
Am I a leader?
Yeah.
Exactly. The court will decide whether the policies that I vociferously supported and decried anyone for being hateful for opposing are a genocide or not.
The court that, as Roy said, doesn't have a Jewish judge.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
This court is adjourned. It's bad. It's bad.
That was good enough. But yeah, I mean, there's tons, more of this. I want to also play Gavin Newsom, governor of this great state of California. He recently went on Van Latham's show. And Van Latham is a really funny guy and a good political commentator, but mostly just hilarious dude who has a great podcast. And he was able to get Gavin on and he asked him some real questions. And I have to say, I already don't trust Gavin Newsom. But then watching him squirm his way through questions about AIPAC, I think disgusted me beyond anything I've seen him say thus far. So let me play a little bit of this. Is Gavin talking about AIPAC?
AIPAC. I will not vote for a candidate that takes $1 from AIPAC.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I haven't thought about AIPAC, and it's interesting. You're like the first to bring up AIPAC in years. Which is
like, are we? I'm sorry. We're sitting here for the first time going, AIPAC. What is it? That's weird. I never even thought about that before. That's weird, man. Like,
I want to see how many times you can. I want to see how many times you can use the word interesting in one answer.
Oh, check this out.
Just interesting. Why did I say that? Not relevant to my day-to-day life.
Okay.
Which is just interesting.
Listen,
it's interesting you say that. JPAC perhaps more, but AIPAC less and less.
Okay, fair enough.
Which is just interesting.
What's interesting about it?
That it's just interesting as you bring up AIPAC that it hasn't been part of. I'm just reflecting quite openly and honestly. Hasn't been part of the day-to-day.
So what's extra disgusting about that is, number one, what's interesting about it to him is he is 100% implying that Van is asking a lazy anti-Semitic question.
Yeah.
It's really interesting you would bring up AIPAC.
Interesting.
It's very, very fascinating that you would think that has anything to do with politics in California. And then he goes on to say, Well, maybe if you were talking about JPAC, which is, of course, in California, is our well-funded Israel lobby.
Right.
JPAC is the California APAC, essentially. I mean, like these groups, APAC at this point is a blanket name for the Israel lobby. APAC is multiple different organizations and an organization, but the Israel lobby spans everything. So at this point, I forgive anyone who calls the Israel lobby APAC.
It's interesting that you ask about APAC. I mean, I think about JPAC all the time, but their funders and supervisors and the people who give them their marching orders and the umbrella organization to which they belong. I want to channel my best Pee Wee Herman. Well, it so happened, Governor, that you just said our secret word. Interesting. and the chair is flapping up and down.
Oh, that's
pterodactyl.
Great. Yeah,
I love how he said that it's not part of the day to day. Like, I mean, they pay in advance. Like what?
Right?
Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not a day to day paycheck. It's once a year.
It's salary,
a year. Yeah, every couple of years, I get an influx as soon as there is, let's say, I don't know, a fucking election coming up. I mean, he's sitting there pretending that APAC is some weird question that anyone would ask right now in the middle of a genocide. He continues to talk about the weirdness of asking any questions about this in this next clip, in which he's asked about a possible weapons ban. And here is that.
Are you in favor of halting military assistance to Israel?
Well, I mean, the timing's a curious one when the precipice of a phase 1 deal that was announced today and a ceasefire.
So, like, starting off with that, it's interesting timing that you would ask about this when Trump, who I hate, by the way, just took care of this for me.
Yeah, and this is your point, Matt, right? That Democrats love blaming Trump for everything that goes wrong.
Yes.
Right? But when it comes time to him giving them cover, saying, he's given them the pretext to say, let's not talk about this anymore because our dear fearless leader has taken care of it for us.
Yeah,
it's no longer a problem.
And it's extra disgusting because of the fact that they are given this opening. Even in a completely cynical person, I would accept the political posturing where you're going to say, because Trump is bad and I hate everything he does, you could take this opportunity to show yourself as the political opposition to this. This ceasefire is bullshit, which it is. The status quo, even if it was a dream come true, it would just maintain the status quo of an apartheid state. Like, you can take that position now because, I mean, literally as soon as Trump became president, did you notice one by one celebrities started talking about Israel doing a genocide or being bad in some way,
including some far left members of the Democratic Party.
Yes. All of a sudden, it became a little bit more politically feasible. You are in that moment now. You are in that moment, and instead, what does he do? He deflects a question about a weapons ban to Israel by saying, "Well, why would you ask that when we're about to have peace? Can you just?" He's almost mad that he didn't schedule the interview for after the peace agreement was signed, so that
peace just means you can continue arming Israel, but nobody will make fuss about it. That's peace to the US.
Exactly. And
it's very curious. That's very curious. You would say that, Noam. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
The subject of a movie called "Coexistence My Ass," when coexistence is the best thing ever. Well, with Gavin Newsom being such a handsome guy, I'm gonna start calling him Curious Gorge.
Oh, I like it.
It's not a day-to-day thing like the weapon. It's not like Israel is, it's not like America is giving Israel weapons on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, no, I don't think about
minute-to-minute basis.
It's funny you say that because listen to the rest of this.
Even if this is over,
but I get it.
Yeah.
So look, no, I'm not prepared to say that I would support a blanket exemption for military support of Israel.
An exemption?
That said, I've been very vocal in my opposition to Bibi Netanyahu. When it gets into the nuances, and I know there was a bill in Congress on this, but a blanket restriction, I would have a difficult time supporting. But to eliminate support across the board is something, to me, is a bridge too far. Conditioning in a thoughtful way with a flexibility of criteria, flexibility with
around.
conditions that are changing on an hourly or daily basis or weekly basis as it
You
relates to
notice
not just
this going
what's
on with his
happening in
arms?
Gaza,
Yeah.
but what's happening in Lebanon.
What's his fetish with the daily basis stuff? Like,
Well, it's gotta, if he's just, he doesn't think about Israel on a daily basis, but he does think about like day to day being able to arm Israel based on the flexibility. You got to be flexible enough to give Israel weapons on an hourly basis.
From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. today, we're going to send them a day's worth of weapons.
You never
From
know.
4 p.m. to 6 p.m., we're going to reduce it.
it's during their Schlafstunde, the 2 from 4. You can't have that much noise.
And on the seventh day, God banned weapons to Israel.
Yeah. It's just, oh God, man. I cannot stand that level of like democratic focus grouped cowardice where you're just like, listen, I believe in respecting the nuances of giving guns and ammo to Israel at any time they ask for it. Just be honest. Just be honest. And this last clip I'm going to play is from the Breakfast Club from, potential VP who didn't make it, Josh Shapiro out of Pennselsvania. He was
Hey Jew, they don't want you to be the vice presidential candidate.
Yeah.
They hate you.
They hate you for being from Pennsylvania.
They say they prefer a populist from Minnesota.
Yeah, that's right. I just love, you know why they hate you? Because Netanyahu also lived in Pennsylvania. Okay, so here is Josh Shapiro talking to Charlemagne, the G/D. There it is right here.
The article in the New York Times about Democrats pulling away from AIPAC. So clearly it's having some impact on them politically if they feel like they got to.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's become a political issue. You've used it as a political issue. You've questioned federal representatives when they're on here. I think it's a little bit of a shortcut and a little bit of a lazy question. I think the better question is, how do you really feel about Israel? How do you feel about a two-state solution? How do you feel about the war? How do you feel about,
Am I reading too much into it? Well, listen, most popular black radio host in America, that's a lazy question.
I'll be honest, I cut out the part where he said, I hope this doesn't offend you at the beginning, just to get to that explanation quicker. But I love that he's like,
it's sort of a shiftless kind of layabout question,
Yeah. Listen, I hope this doesn't offend you, but this is a type of question that someone would ask if they had an extra muscle in their calf that made them jump higher. You know what I mean? This is some question, and don't be offended by this, but like certain people, when I measure their skulls, ask this question.
That question's been gorging itself on chicken for way too long.
Yeah. This question is sort of like the fact that he just calls him to his face lazy, and also. Listen, there are such things as lazy questions. It is not necessarily racialized to say a question is lazy to anyone. The idea that it is lazy to ask someone a question about AIPAC is, I'm sorry, him being racist
and lazy.
And lazy. Exactly.
Because he doesn't want to work at the answer.
And his answer seems to be, thus far, why ask about AIPAC when instead, you could ask people, maybe they just truly believe in Israel's right to do all of this, which is such a funny, deflection, because it's like, that isn't the question. The question is about whether or not you or anyone who is taking money from a lobbyist is somehow now compromised because they are taking money from a fucking lobbyist. And he's like, no, you should ask me another question. Like, do I believe in Israel's right to exist?
Can you ask me a less uppity question?
Yeah.
Hostages or hungry kids or what have you. I think demanding answers on those questions is more important than.
That's a different fucking question.
Hey, what about this lobbying group or that lobbying group?
Well, what do you say? To the
What
critics
about
who
this
argue
lobby or that lobby that might be influencing you, Josh Shapiro, to
Yes.
make Palestinians go hungry and to threaten the possibility that the hostages were ever going to be returned alive?
And Charlemagne doesn't miss a beat. He's asking. He is a great interviewer, and he's
very good.
asking all of these questions right after.
Well, what do you say to the critics who argue that U.S. foreign policy on Israel is often shaped not by national interest, but by the lobbying strength of these people?
I think that's a fair conversation to have.
That's the conversation he is trying to have.
That's a question.
That's definitely a question.
What? How is it lazy just a second ago, and now you're like, well, that's a pretty good question. Of course, he's gonna butt this whole
I
thing.
think it's just a little lazy to say, oh, it's got to be because of that interest group. Maybe someone actually believes those views, or maybe someone feels strongly about that particular way.
Is it possible?
Those famously lazy academics, Steve Walt and John Mearsheimer.
Yeah, I know.
An elected official to get millions of dollars from, corporate donors or even lobbying interests and still really work for the people over those?
Yeah. Look, I mean, you've asked me a few questions on that, and clearly I know you're bothered by that. I think we're all bothered by the amount of money in politics, but I think
I love that projection, by the way. Clearly, you're very bothered by, the money in politics. We're all bothered by it. It's like Josh Shapiro. Clearly, you are very bothered by being asked questions about taking money from the Israel lobby.
Yeah.
And his deflection is essentially, no, it doesn't matter. I would do this for free.
Yeah.
It's
Daniel's.
Like Daniel's. What you said before about the sexting. It's like you say to your partner, "You're clearly very bothered about me, sexting with other."
Yeah, that's right. And it's this other move that these especially Democratic politicians love to do, which is to say, you're clearly bothered, perhaps suspiciously so, by this specific thing, and we're all bothered by some generalized, like, zoomed out version of it. So in the case of the sexting, it would be like, you're clearly very bothered by this baseless accusation of me sexting with another woman. Look, we're both bothered by the overuse of our phones in this relationship.
That's right.
We're all concerned that there's too much texting generally going on, and we're not spending enough time together in person.
And too much screen time in society in general.
That's right.
Listen, we all have problems. God damn. And, it's just like sitting there. Charlemagne asked another great question, which is like, is it possible to take the money from these lobbyists to represent their interests while at the same time representing the interests of your actual constituents? And Josh Shapiro goes, yeah, that's what I do. You see, I make both things work. I have a constituent base that is Democratic and is a majority against sending weapons to Israel. That's one part. And then I have this lobby that's giving me money to keep sending weapons to Israel.
I take the money from the ethno-nationalist advocacy group, but really it's no tzitzit attached,
I like it. Did you hear that tzitzit joke? No?
Yeah.
It was like no strings attached.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm also tired of us.
Can you repeat?
No need. No need. You can watch the episode, Noam. This is a live recording. You missed it the first time. You snozzed, you lost.
It's late. It's late where you are.
It was kind of a lazy joke, honestly. It was kind of lazy.
Well, you're clearly bothered by the fact that you made a lazy joke. And I wasn't paying attention.
You're clearly bothered by the fact that I wasn't listening to you. Look, we're all bothered by hearing loss.
We all have sufficient hearing loss. All right, let's just play a little bit more of this.
The voters, I'll just speak to Pennsylvania. They're smart. They know who's on their side. They see it. I got voters who sometimes show up and vote for Republicans, sometimes vote for Democrats. But overall, I think voters are a lot smarter and they can see through that.
Yeah, this guy totally went to the Barack Obama School of Oratory.
100%. He is just doing an Obama impression.
That means you're you're a lame politician if people who sometimes vote for Republicans also vote for you anyway.
Right. And beyond that, also, like, his main point there is just like, basically Charlemagne's asking if that money dictating policy, if that matters to voters, and doesn't that affect, your own decision making, politician. And he's going, listen, guys, voters are smart. They can see through when someone is just serving the interests of the lobby. And when someone is, like me, really good at dodging questions about serving the interests of a lobby. And I love, because that is just dripping with disdain, in my opinion.
Yeah, contempt for
his
the
like
voters, yeah.
condescending, voters are smart enough to know the difference. And he's just patting himself on the back for the fact that he continues to fool his own constituents, who, again, after poll, actual Democratic voters, vast majority are like, do not look at Israel favorably and would approve a weapons ban. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. I'm just gonna finish off with
taking
this.
the money. It's just that when you take the money and you're beholden to them, that's what I would tell elected officials. You don't have to be beholden to them.
Yeah, but I can tell you, there's not one donor or one group or whatever that I go, oh man, I gotta please them, so I'm gonna do something that I disagree with. I mean, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
People will always assume it's AIPAC though. AIPAC is the boogeyman in all of politics.
It's code for a lot.
Yeah. I just wonder.
Just to his face.
It's code.
To his face, calling him anti-Semitic, saying that anyone who asks him about AIPAC is anti-Semitic.
It's code.
And also him sitting there going,
It's code is code.
Yeah.
For you're an anti-Semite.
Yes. It's code, like the initials.
Like AIPAC stands for something.
Yeah, exactly.
What could it be code for?
Oh, God.
Hey, Jew.
Yeah, hey, Jew. They hate you. All because you want to support Israel for money or not. I mean, I can't imagine, like, what it's like to be either Van or Charlemagne, to have to sit there and kind of parse through the, like I see this and I clearly know exactly what the fuck these people are saying. Like, they're both telling their interviewer, your line of questioning is racist or is anti-Semitic. And, like, just to be either one of them and have to, like, sit there, they may not know off the bat, like, is this motherfucker calling me a fucking anti-Semite because I asked him about a lobby group that he does take money from? Like, I'm not sure if they're sitting there as infuriated as I am, but I'm watching this with fucking, like, clenched fists, especially him sitting there going, like, it's not like, everyone's, sitting around going, oh, there's this one lobby group that is, I really gotta, please. And it's like, how many different politicians were on record in Walt and Mearsheimer's book, The Israel Lobby, and have been on record on American news talking about the amount of pressure from AIPAC and from various different Israel advocacy groups. Like, who are you fucking kidding?
It's infuriating, and I think, Matt, you and I have this in common. When Democrats do this shit, it extra gets our goat because of the hypocrisy and the sanctimony and the evasiveness and the key and easy to overlook role they play in making this possible, not to mention the fact that it's Josh Shapiro's party that was the primary party to the beginning of this genocide. Noam, because time zones are anti-Semitic and they hate you, it is very late where you are, and we should probably let you go and maybe call this an episode. What do you think, Matt?
I think that's been an episode.
I missed you guys. It's so much fun talking to you.
And
this place and your place is so horrible that we can just have material and go on for days and weeks, day by day, like the other guys.
That's
like a
right.
daily basis.
We have the flexibility. Every hour, every day, we get another weapon to use against Israel.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see your film next week here in New York City at the IFC Center.
Yeah, and people can go online on coexistencemyass.com, and there's like a bunch, so many cities and so many screenings, and yeah.
Well,
do not type in coexistenceinmyass.com. That will take you to a very different website.
Yeah, that'll take you to my personal website. So don't click on that. But we will have a link to the movie, to the trailer, to where people can get tickets, and also to your social media. Noam, always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming in, I'm looking forward for next time.
Me too.
Indeed.
Maybe one day we'll be good Jews and we'll do good hasbara.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That would be so sick. That would be just to do good hasbara. I would just to watch some good hasbara would be nice. Just someone with a new fucking argument would be great.
And I mean, you are doing. I mean, no, you're not. You're doing bad hasbara, but thank you for being good Jews.
Oh, thank you. That is so nice. And thank you for coming on. And thank you to all of you out there listening. Patreon.com/badhasbara. badhasbara@gmail.com for all your questions, comments, and concerns. All right, everyone. Thanks again so much for listening.
Thank you.
Until next time, from the river to the sea.
This podcast will be slam poetry free.
Jumping jacks was us. Push-ups was us. Krav Maga us. All karate us. Taking Molly us. Michael Jackson us. Yamaha